Debi adu e me ntiase. E me nse munyina mutamochi. E wo se etimi demonstration eti aban no. Se ni say nti say adenti na yeko Parliament House wa. The majority caucus in Parliament. Ope omo brofu yedu. Yes, any the phone I will travel obu brofu 2x4. Lebuja emu ba kwa unity. English madam for the ba kwa unity. Krachi MP. Honorable Adjuanto so Helen. Monday yako Parliament set na brofu bi a wo kan ho no no. Wasate trend media. So bon tiri no a kire wadwen ama me. E wo comment section. Hi Penyah block media. Mess wa say ni dim. Obe like video no other ma subscribe button na be click notification code for latest updates na be kire wadwen de ama me. E wo comment section. Mess so ba so no a share for so anya bi ahwe. And you know, ever since you read the budget in 2025, just last 2 weeks here, last 2 weeks Friday, and read the budget for the year 2026. Now, after that, on our Parliament proceedings, it has always been the budget debate. And you see, say where's Regional Kasa, Obia Bobre, Obia Chira say, me constituent now, Motoma, I am representing you squarely in Parliament. What I say? I am representing you people very well in Parliament. It means me Obia Chira Bobre. Now, Bobre ni mono Obekaya last week, and the NDC Mp bako. Dobi kwa Penyah. Odi brofu bi si form wa brofu no mi donya mi new.
Speaker, under the watch of Honorable Atuforsen, he is bringing bold, systematic, investment-driven, and transformational to the economy. It addresses the root causes of agriculture underperformance, build sustainable value chains.
You in the major because how is it? One actually will speech, one actually won't say, and now back in the Parliament, and you'll be actually now PhD holder, or your PhD holder, PhD, PhD holder. One actually statement, and I will read it. Who read this one? Oh, your farm. Then they got young cherry amount. That's a very great. Emma, and which the Mumbai. Don't come down from Cabe reply. That might say, oh, yes, soon. And Gasa house will be a who anymore say, and Gasa be a
Domico Benye free echo. So be pen dia. What the brofune a bear campaign. Domico Penyah. What by what you say open piedino. One for brofo and your campaigner. Ye ma won stand it. What you say? Me who ye and Kadomico Penyah trendia. Naka ye see a school and I road be. Naka ye trendy on Wakama. And then the Domico Penyah trendy na brofo. Brofo and Ramatin baby and this if one call a mumwadi. But I say, so what brofo and ye, the Oka and the cornet near. Mimi a messi near Missy Dine. Me brofo kakanakano, some a foot player. And now me cross immigration. And I'm a cancer brofono. Me we are my dash and bottom. What a second in show for you. My cost and the MP build on Penyah. And I'm a Parliament house no coha. Yet the brofune casa. Ghana lost mono. A year brofocasta and one account. Unimna catch you cry. Obasa translate Jacob brofo. And I own him. Ain't you Mp delegates? Montuma Baumia. Yampe will be all come brofo left. Said the amount for an antenna, I don't brofo here. What is the amount for brofo yet? As you say, Penyah. Yes, Ramo. The actual Domico Penyah and person people for people to yang. Muntie me. MPP delegates. The actual Domico Penyah. Yam pass a baby to Ghana for women people for no be guasi. Now President Kasana, if you see me the something before you rasky. To the brofone, yeah. Domico Penyah for one mania, and I hear trendy and a brofo. Yeah, Churchy and a brofo. Yam pass a bemus had any beam. It is MPP delegate, Montuma Baumia. Co will live a brofo de, or na Montomano. Nay, free. Na brofo, any massy. Dear Bassam.
Now because I said to try you. Monday no, and a parliamentary debate beam. na ɛhɔ no obi a ka ne deɛ o unse we so gyina hɔ a ka ne deɛ o MPP say adum say yeah they have the men emu ana MP for Krachi Honorable Helen adwanto so on so obekasa bi o mekasa bi so oyan NDC ni o mekasa bi na so maame kasa bi na brofo a onu si di sif any emu pestures you good.
Mr. Speaker, I heard a colleague on the other side said, why are we putting a lot of money in the purchase of sanitary pads instead of creating of jobs? Mr. Speaker, I heard a colleague on the other side said, why are we putting a lot of money in the purchase of sanitary pads instead of creating of jobs?
Hey, Penyah, and you are the Mejai, because let me know we are the hey, not just say, Mammy, you know, we could know. Or no veggie appointment or veggie bookings, that was right after this, Anna, conversation across our Parliament House. In fact, MPP side and Omu Pruvi say they have the men in the house.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to comment on the budget as presented by my very good friend, Dr. Atufosin. Mr. Speaker, let me say that I stand here very, very proud as a member of this particular caucus, the mighty minority. Mr. Speaker, for the past 1 week, we've all had the opportunity to debate this budget, and any objective observer would say that the clarity of thoughts, the depth of the knowledge, the research, the deepness of the research has been displayed by the minority side. And Mr. Speaker, there's one particular theme that runs through all the debates from our side. Mr. Speaker, honesty. Members from our side have been extremely honest with the facts. Mr. Speaker, members from our side are even candid enough, Mr. Speaker, to acknowledge some good things in this budget. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, I do not see say from our members, from our colleagues from the other side. All the debates that we've listened to from the majority side, none of them acknowledge the efforts by the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government. All of them. They fail to acknowledge any good thing that occurred in our government. Mr. Speaker, a few months ago, we were told that 1,357 containers have vanished from the ports. The issue, Mr. Speaker, was debated in this house. And I recall the majority leader. He said, oh, heads must roll. How can containers develop wings? They've all moved away. I remember the minority leader advising them that they should take this as an opportunity to embark on major reforms within the energy sector. Mr. Speaker, thankfully, the energy minister listened to good advice. Today, after months of prayers and fasting, the containers have suddenly developed new wings. And Mr. Speaker, they have flown back into the same port. That is what I'm talking about, honestly, Mr. Speaker. I hear the finance minister with a very smiley face, talked about increment in revenue in ECG's operations. Mr. Speaker, that is true. Some increment has occurred. What he failed to say, Mr. Speaker, is that that increment is not because of the 10-month operations of ECG. Yes. What he failed to tell you, Mr. Speaker, that within the past 3 years, before the NDC came into power, the reliability improvement projects that was begun by the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government saw to the BBNE substation constructed,
Yes.
The Dabuasi substation constructed.
Yes.
The Awasu substation constructed.
Yes.
The Sewa substation constructed.
Yes.
The Tafu BSP reconstruction done. The Takradi port switching substation constructed. The Obuasi BSP substation constructed. And Mr. Speaker, the Kpando substation upgraded. These are programs that were embarked by the previous government that are yielding results today. Mr. Speaker, the minister failed to acknowledge that the system automation project that sought the construction of the SCADA system and the VITT centers in Accra, Tema, and Takwa were all completed under the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government. Mr. Speaker, the technical loss reduction program that was embarked by the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government that led to 1,858 LV network extensions completed, 1,345 system improvement projects completed, and 1,347 upgrading of distribution transformers completed.
Yes.
All these things were done under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government, which is what has led to some of the improvements we are seeing in the energy sector. Honesty, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, they failed to acknowledge that the commercial improvement project that led to the ECG power app improvement, Haptel, my brother talked about it a few months ago. And Mr. Speaker, interestingly, that led to 1,078,181 smart prepaid meters installed by the end of 2024.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, there is nothing wrong in acknowledging the efforts by your previous administration that is leading to some improvement in revenues. But Mr. Speaker, I dare ask, is this 90 million revenue even the correct figure? Because the audited financials of ECG is there for everybody to see. In fact, the 1 billion figure that my minister talked about was achieved as far back as 2024.
Yes.
In fact, the total revenue of ECG at a close 2024 stood at 19.3 billion. Mr. Speaker, a simple calculation will tell you that the average on a monthly basis was about 1.8 billion. So this is not the first time ECG is recording revenues in the billions. Mr. Speaker, if you increase tariffs close to 18%, what do you expect? What you expect is revenue increase. What you expect is revenue increase. If you burden the Ghanaian people with a lot more tariffs, you should expect some revenue increment. But Mr. Speaker, I want to take you to paragraph 505. And it states, the ministry is implementing a national street lighting program to enhance safety and visibility. Over 1,900 solar street lights have been installed in Ashanti region, with an additional 10,000 smart units to be procured in 2026. And Mr. Speaker, when I saw this, I was a little bit alarmed, because the members of the Energy Committee were informed of this particular program on the 10th of November. And Mr. Speaker, I'm prepared to tender this in as evidence. This is a letter from the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, dated 10th November 2025. The budget was read on the 14th of November 2025. Now, this particular letter on the 10th was written and addressed to all regional ministers. And Mr. Speaker, the heading I put, rehabilitation or installation of street lighting systems in regional capitals. And Mr. Speaker, it's very instructive to note, paragraph 3. It says, as part of the project implementation arrangement, the ministry will officially launch and hand over the project site to the contractor on Wednesday, November 12th. Very instructive. The letter is dated 10th November, informing regional ministers that this particular program will be launched on the 12th. Then the finance minister comes to this house and tells us that within 2 days, 1,900 street lights have been installed. Mr. Speaker, I have the official letter. In fact, this letter was informing the regional ministers of the various contractors on the 10th. And telling the regional ministers that the program that the minister talked about on the 14th will be launched on the 12th. How a program that was launched on the 12th can necessitate or move to construction of 1,900 street lights in Ashanti region just beats my imagination. But Mr. Speaker, what is even more striking is that in this letter, the quantity to be installed per region is attached. And Mr. Speaker, I have it here. He says Ashanti region has received 1,900. Mr. Speaker, the letter from the ministry to all the various regional ministers, Ashanti region is entitled to only 800.
800.
Ashanti region is entitled to only 800. How 800 suddenly moved to 1,900 within 2 days? It's only the minister who can explain to us. Mr. Speaker, I want you to also go to paragraph 507. Mr. Speaker, paragraph 507, with your permission. He says, under the National Electrification Scheme, 117 communities have been connected to the grid, raising national electricity access, Mr. Speaker, to 89%. Government will expand this coverage through a 10-key implementation model targeting full national electrification within 5 years. Now, Mr. Speaker, this is quoted in the 2026 budget that the minister intends to connect 117 communities in order for the electricity access to get to 89%. But Mr. Speaker, ironically, Mr. Speaker, if you go to the 2025 budget, which was presented by the same minister, Mr. Speaker, on paragraph 568, the 2025 budget, the statement reads, and Mr. Speaker, with your permission, Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition is committed to achieve universal access to electricity. Under the Rural Electrification Program, a total of 276 communities were connected to the national grid in 2024. That's the catchword. Increasing the national electricity access rate from 88.95% in 2023 to 89.03% in 2024. Mr. Speaker, I can tell you that the figure that the minister talked about, that they are now going to get to 89%, the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government by 2024 had already reached 89%. And I'm not the one saying it, Mr. Speaker. It is in their own budget, the 2025 budget. They had already acknowledged that the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government had already reached 89%. In fact, in the 2025 budget, they promised to move that 89% to 90%, which is the universal access rate. So they should just acknowledge. That is why I talked about honesty.
Honesty.
Mr. Speaker, they should be candid enough to accept that the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo achieved a lot. Now, Mr. Speaker, let me come to the IPP renegotiations. Mr. Speaker, the minister talked about some savings within IPP renegotiations. And Mr. Speaker, it's interesting. First of all, I want to thank the minister for now accepting that the contract that they signed between 2012 and 2016 needs some improvement. This is exactly the point we made about take or pay. Indeed, the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government was saddled with about $600 million a month in debt because of these IPPs. Mr. Speaker, the question is, who renegotiates a good deal? If it's a good deal, why do you renegotiate? If it is a good deal, why do you renegotiate? You cannot cause the problem, take plans to reverse it, and want us to give you credit for that. No. Mr. Speaker, it will not happen. In fact, Mr. Speaker, if you look at Senate, it was signed in 2013. Sano Asogli, 2014. Car Power, 2014. BX Solar, 2014. All these IPPs were signed under their term. If today you want to renegotiate a bad deal, just be honest. Be honest and acknowledge that you did a bad job. You did a bad job and now you want to reverse it. But Mr. Speaker, I want to conclude. I want to conclude and say, we from our side, we are not going to be a destructive minority. No. We are always prepared, Mr. Speaker, to critique when necessary and prefer solutions when necessary. And in all these debates, Mr. Speaker, everybody has seen that the mighty minority, the mighty quality minority. Our job is to see this journey as a Ghana journey and not an NDC or an MPP journey. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the
opportunity. Mami, comment section. How you Penyah Block Media, Accra.